Hey, welcome back. So we're in lab here again, for those of you joining from home, and we have a net ionics lab to do today. So here's what that lab looks like. So we're working on writing and balancing equations and writing those net ionic equations that we worked with last week. So I've got my goggles on today. We're starting with that. And we're going to start, first direction here, place a small portion of calcium nitrate in a test tube and add water. So that's our first objective today. Here's a test tube. Get our scoopy out here. Here is our calcium nitrate. Now we don't need much, just a little bit in there. Just my scooper, get a couple pieces of salt. Pour it in the test tube. White salt there in the bottom of the test tube. And then add water. And we'll give that a minute here to make sure it all dissolves, and it should all dissolve. So it should give you guys some help there in writing your balanced equation. Calcium nitrate should dissolve. Let's take a look at the lab here. So what ions are present in that solution? We added the water, the calcium nitrate dissolved. What ions will be present? So that's your first question for this lab. So on a piece of paper, you write number 1 and tell me what ions are present in a solution of calcium nitrate. Step 2, place a small portion of sodium carbonate in a test tube and add water. So pretty much the same thing happening here. We get our second test tube out. Here we've got a little bit of sodium carbonate. So we're putting that into the second test tube. Doesn't take very much. In fact, I don't even want to add that much because I want to make sure it all dissolves. Got just a little bit of that white salt in there. It's amazing in chemistry how many things look like just that basic white salt. So you guys can see it there. Now we'll add some water. A little more water to this one, make sure it all dissolves. Not too much of that calcium nitrate left, but not all of it's dissolved yet. It should. All right, so there we go. We've got our two solutions. We've got a solution of calcium nitrate in this one and a solution of sodium carbonate in this test tube. Back to the lab here. So question 2, so on your paper, you've got number 1, you've answered what ions are present. On question 2, again, what ions are present in a solution of sodium carbonate? Step 3 here, next part, we're going to mix the two solutions, which will pour one into adjusted there. Here we go. I'm going to pour the solution of calcium carbonate into the solution of sodium nitrate. And there we go. Those two clear solutions made a murky white color. formed a solid. We call it a precipitate. How do we know it formed a solid? Well, we've got a color change. Color change is that indication of a chemical reaction occurring. And sure enough, that's what we had here. It gives us this kind of murky white color. If we left it alone for long enough, the solid would settle out to the bottom. And you could see that what we call a precipitate. But right now it's kind of like the mud inside water. And you just see all those particles that are floating around. That's what gives it that white color, even though we started with two clear solutions. So questions 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're to write the balanced chemical equation, including states of matter, the complete ionic equation, we worked with those last week, and then the net ionic equation for step 5, and finally write the name, not the chemical formula, for the product of the reaction. It's only one product. Only one thing should have formed there. That will be our non-aqueous material. That's what precipitated out. So that's reaction number 1. I'll see you guys in a little bit for reaction number 2.